Hi, today I will be talking to you about the mechanics behind my fine art program and just comparing traditional strategies with an updated strategy that I've developed using latest technologies. So you'll hear me say this quite a lot through the video. It's the same ingredients, just with a different recipe. So let's get started. In the traditional model, we have pretty much three characters, three ingredients. We have the artist, we have the collector, and then here in the middle, we have the gallery or an art festival. And what typically happens is the artist produces a piece of art, physical piece of art, and in order to get it to the collector, he would send it to a gallery space. And then the gallery would put it up on display, and from there, maybe let existing collectors know that the piece is available, what have you. So the art is now on display at the gallery or the art festival, waiting for a collector to add it to their collection. Yay. So what happens more often than not is the art is not sold during its first viewing, meaning it was put in a gallery for a month or 6 weeks or whatever the arrangement was, and if not, it goes back to the artist, and now the artist, has to put it into another gallery or another art festival, and this cycle repeats itself back and forth until it's eventually collected. So this entire process is extremely money intensive, it's expensive, and for many artists who are just starting out, they don't necessarily have the capital to carry those costs. And also what happens is, in doing so, sending the art back and forth, inevitably the price of the artwork goes up and it makes it more expensive for the collector. And that, in a nutshell, is the traditional business model. I should also add that, yes, if a collector has found a piece of art that they like, they would typically pay the art gallery or the art festival, and they would ship the piece of artwork to the collector, and after a certain amount of time they would send what's left of the profit to the artist. So from what I understand, galleries typically take between 20, 30, sometimes even 40%. So let's just say, for argument's sake, that's 30%. And the artist, who has already incurred the cost of printing the piece, of shipping it, getting it to the gallery, they get paid at the end. They get paid last, which is a headache, especially if the gallery is taking their time. So that is the traditional business model. Now, with the help of new technologies, I have created a more modern approach, a more modern system for this entire cycle. So we still have the artist, we still have the collector, and in the middle we still have the gallery or the art fair. But because this approach is very modern and online, it also makes allowance for bloggers, for YouTubers, for podcasters, magazines, and an array of traditional media that has a following of collectors. So we'll just put them here in the middle. So yes, inevitably there is a physical component, there is a physical piece of art that the artist prints and frames and sends to the collector. But before they do that, now with this updated approach, they create a digital version. So this digital version is usually a high resolution image that they send through to their partners, and accompanied with this digital version is an affiliate link or a rep link. So this rep link is unique for every gallery. So this one would be like art rep 30, this one would be 35 or 75, this one would be 102, whatever the case might be. Everybody has their own unique identifier, and they would now represent this digital piece of art with their unique affiliate code. They would present it to their database of collectors. So this could look different depending on what business model you are following. For a gallery, they could have it on display in a high resolution OLED gallery frame or digital frame, like a big screen. Art fairs could also use a similar model. But now for the blogger, they could just have that image on their website with a hyperlink to their affiliate link to the artwork. Same way for a YouTuber. So a YouTuber, for example, could do an invitation, could do an interview with the artist about the artwork, and throughout the conversation have a QR code available that links to their unique URL, or in the show notes or whatever the case might be, they have a unique affiliate link associated to the artist's portfolio and website, and should any of their followers become collectors, they earn a commission. So that would be the same for a YouTuber, a podcast, even a magazine. A magazine can have a rendered image of the photo accompanying an article or an ad about the artwork, and with a QR code, the collector goes from the magazine to the artist's website and they place an order. Pretty straightforward stuff. So how this works is now we only create the physical piece of art once there's been an order, and the artist directly sends the artwork to the collector, eliminating the upfront costs associated with the traditional method, meaning he doesn't have to print and frame the piece in advance, and the logistical costs to getting the artwork to the festival, to the gallery, and so forth, back and forth, is eliminated, thereby helping the collector make the artwork more affordable. So that is the logistical component of it, but also in the administrative component. Now, the collector has paid the artist, and once the cool down period has transpired and the client or the collector is happy with the piece, the artist now sends back a commission to the gallery or the art fair or the podcast, to whoever is responsible for the sale. So essentially what this means is, number one, the collector now has access to the artwork at its most efficient pricing structure. Okay, so the collector saves. The artist now has a little bit more leverage, but also their risk is reduced dramatically because they don't have to print up front and they don't have to pay for the logistics of getting the art to sort of like all the places where it's on show. But an important thing to mention is, with this approach, we are still utilizing the traditional mechanisms for the art world, meaning we are including galleries and art fairs and additional new media partners like bloggers, YouTubers, and so forth. We are adding them into the equation, and you can still profit from the artist that you represent, with the added benefit that you can now utilize your existing database of collectors, not just locally, but in any of the 48 countries that your collectors are situated, which for me, I think is a huge advantage. You can still utilize your collectors, your mailing lists, your digital frames, your galleries, and the collector can, from my website, order it and get it delivered directly to either an office, a residency, perhaps even a gift, thereby eliminating the logistical component for the artist, for the gallery and the art fair, and just keeping it as efficient as possible. I hope this explanation answers a lot of your questions. If there is anything else that you would like to know, feel free to get in touch by email or send me a DM, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have. But until then, this is me signing off, wishing you the absolute best and tons of success. Until we meet again. We'll chat again soon. Bye.